A merchant named Dhanraj and his wife are lost in a brutal downpour. Their carriage is stuck, the horses are panicking, and just as they prepare to spend the night exposed to the elements, they spot an immense, immaculate palace hidden deep within the trees. The massive doors are unlocked. Inside, there is no dust and no servants, only a haunting silence, broken when a young woman introducing herself as Princess Chandralekha steps forward. She is entirely alone and offers the starving couple a hot, fresh meal. Dhanraj is suspicious and refuses to eat, but his wife, ravenous from the journey, digs in. Moments later, the food takes effect. A strange, colorful light envelops her, and her skin hardens, rapidly turning into solid, lifeless gray stone right before Dhanraj's eyes. Realizing his host is a monster feeding on her guests, Dhanraj sprints back into the torrential rain, leaving his frozen wife trapped in the halls. A perfectly maintained sanctuary sitting in the middle of nowhere, designed specifically to lure desperate travelers in and ensure they never leave. Far away from the cursed forest, in a bright and bustling village, a wealthy zamindar is busy planning his son's wedding. The festivities are violently interrupted when Dhanraj stumbles onto the estate. Exhausted and covered in mud, the merchant recounts his horrifying survival story, warning his old friend about the immortal witch in the woods. Trying to calm his terrified friend, the zamindar attempts to change the subject. He points to a beautiful painting of his future daughter-in-law, a sweet, ordinary village girl named Pooja. Dhanraj looks at the canvas and freezes. The sweet village girl in the painting is the exact same monster who just turned his wife to stone. Panic sets in. The zamindar immediately cancels the marriage, leaving Pooja devastated and accused of being a demonic entity she has never even heard of. The accusations defy logic. How could a mortal, innocent girl living in a sunny village possess the exact face of an ancient, murderous entity hunting travelers in a pitch-black forest? Desperate to clear her name and save her relationship, Pooja seeks out a local mystic, a sadhu who meditates under the village peepal tree. He examines her palms, and what he finds defies nature. This timeline visualization shows her lifelines converging with an ancient anomaly. She is caught in a centuries-old karmic loop, permanently tethered to a past life that refuses to die. To break the cycle, she has to face it at the source. The sadhu chants an ancient mantra, and a massive surge of glowing magical energy rapidly engulfs Pooja, pulling her through space. She materializes directly inside the cursed palace. The halls are completely silent. Walking into a grand chamber, she comes face to face with a massive, ornate mirror reflecting a face she knows all too well. To solve the mystery of her ruined future, she has to physically confront the sins of a past she doesn't even remember. The reflection steps out of the glass. It's Chandralekha. She reveals that in a previous incarnation, centuries ago, she and Pooja were twin sisters. They were princesses of a vast kingdom, both vying for the hand of a visiting prince. The prince chose Pooja's past self, sensing her kindness, and rejected Chandralekha's vanity and growing obsession with dark magic. Driven by jealousy, Chandralekha threatened to destroy the entire kingdom. Before she could strike, the royal priest retaliated, casting a violent spell that bound her physical form directly into the grand mirror. This flow diagram shows how the curse operates. By turning lost travelers to stone, the mirror siphons their lifespans to keep Chandralekha young. This parasitic loop existed for one purpose: to keep the witch alive to hunt her reincarnated sister. This supernatural trap is a highly efficient machine, fueled entirely by vanity and stolen human years. Back in the present, the reunion turns lethal. Chandralekha unleashes a barrage of magical energy, determined to finally end her sister's bloodline. As Pooja dodges the attacks, she remembers a final, cryptic warning from the sadhu. The witch might seem invulnerable, but her entire existence relies on the physical integrity of her glass prison. Pooja grabs a heavy piece of rubble from the ground. She bypasses the magical barrage entirely and hurls the stone straight into the center of the grand mirror, shattering it into thousands of jagged pieces. Chandralekha's power didn't come from her own spirit, but from the artifact she hid behind. Without the glass to house her form, the witch has no way to remain in this world. The moment the glass breaks, the magic binding the palace together begins to unravel. Chandralekha screams as the stolen energy rapidly reverses, and her image vanishes from the world forever. The reversal spreads through the palace halls. The terrifying statues begin to crack, their stone surfaces smoothing out and transforming back into living, breathing humans. Dhanraj's wife wakes up completely unharmed, allowing the merchant to finally bring her home. And with the truth revealed and the monster vanquished, the Zamindar gladly gives his blessing for Pooja and Arjun's marriage. The mirror was meant to ensure Chandralekha outlived her sister. Instead, it became the single point of failure that ended her reign, proving that even the most elaborate curse cannot survive when its source is destroyed.